What if I told you that YouTube videos I created 3 to 4 years ago are still bringing me leads every single day and premium clients every single week? Now, this isn't about luck or becoming some influencer or going viral. It's about understanding how to use YouTube. If you are a service provider, if you're an agency, if you're a consultant, if you are trying to get clients, the way you approach YouTube is different than if you were, say, trying to become an influencer. And I've actually built a system that, like I said, generates me leads every single day and premium clients and customers every single week. And I'm going to break that down in this video for you today. Now, I want to call out that this is actually video 2 of a 6-part video series. The first video was on why I believe you as a service provider, agency owner should be using YouTube and building out your own YouTube channel. This video is about my system, my YouTube funnel, and how it drives me leads and clients. And then we're going to be creating videos on how I plan, script, and organize my YouTube videos, plus my Notion template for how I organize all of that stuff, how to film YouTube videos, simple camera setup to what I'm doing right now. Then I'm going to talk about editing, repurposing if you're going to edit by yourself and or if you're going to work with an editor. And lastly, how to use your YouTube videos throughout your business to make your life a whole lot easier. Now, just last month, one of our videos brought in 3 new members and 1 client worth over $23,000 in revenue. And that video only had about 2,000 views and it's 4 months old. Now, this isn't some anomaly. This is what happens when you build a strategic YouTube system rather than getting focused on vanity metrics. And what I'm about to share with you is something that we teach at Alt Agency inside of our program called The Collective. It's a part of our YouTube Client Machine, and we're seeing similar results across different industries. So this isn't about being a YouTube star or really famous, maybe famous inside of your own niche. It's about getting in front of the right people for you and your business who are looking for exactly what you offer. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how to think about using YouTube as a lead generation system and how to build a system similar to what we have working for us and our clients that help you get clients more consistently, even if you have a small channel, even if you're just getting started with YouTube. And you don't need fancy equipment. Yes, having a nice camera, microphone, and lighting can be important, but there's plenty of examples of people out there succeeding right now filming on their iPhone. So in the upcoming video where I break down the gear, I'll have different options based on budgets and stuff like that if I were to be getting started today, and where I would look and what specific gear I would use. But I want to really dispel the myth as I'm kind of showing you some examples in this video that you need thousands of subscribers to make YouTube work for your business, because it's just not true. We were able to get to a 7-figure a year business with way fewer subscribers than we have right now. And I know more about YouTube now than I did then. So you do not need to be a YouTube expert, but if you follow a system like this, you will likely to have more success a whole lot faster. So again, this is video 2 of a 6-part series, how I'm breaking down this whole system. And by the end, you're going to understand the framework and the pieces that make up this YouTube system, if you will. We call it the YouTube Client Machine, that allow me to generate high 6 and 7 figures annually with YouTube being my primary lead generation channel. And because it's so leveraged, I'm working 4-day work weeks. Hey, if you're checking out this video, you're probably interested in YouTube. That's why you're here. And that's why you're probably pretty pumped about this YouTube series I'm doing for free here. Well, inside of our collective, which is our flagship coaching and mentorship program, I'm hosting a live 6-week experience called the YouTube Client Machine Accelerator. We are going to step-by-step over 6 weeks build out your YouTube channel with the appropriate videos to start generating leads and clients. If you want to work with me and my team for 6 weeks as a part of the collective experience, then check out the details in the description below, learn more, and let's get back to the content. Now, before we dive in, I want to kind of talk through about what this ends up looking like once it's live and running in your business for a little while, because almost every single day, whether it's a new prospect that we're speaking with or a new client that we're onboarding, 98% of the time, they're telling us that they found us through YouTube. So these aren't just like tire kickers, people watching videos. You'll probably have some people that never buy from you, obviously, that watch your YouTube channel, but the people that engage with you from your content, if you create your content correctly, they will be pre-sold. Like your marketing is going to be doing most of the heavy lifting, and they're convinced on your methodologies, your approach, your style because of the videos that you've been putting out on YouTube. So it's become really effective to make sales easier. If you don't like sales, like I wouldn't say I like sales, but it makes sales more fun. It makes sales more effortless when the conversation is more about, hey, are you a fit for what we have? And do I believe that our thing can help you? I don't have to try to like force you into believing what I believe, because that's not possible. And or trying to convince you of anything, because you're coming bought in onto what we're talking about because you're watching our videos. And if that doesn't paint a good enough picture, some of the top business influencers right now are repeatedly claiming that YouTube is their primary platform. Even smaller niche channels can have success. So, whether it's people like Ryan Deiss, who, started digitalmarketer.com, or the scalable company, he's been releasing videos really consistently. We all have probably heard of Alex Hormozi. He's gone on and has said in multiple videos that YouTube has become his primary channel, and he gets more traffic from his YouTube channel, qualified traffic, than he was able to get that versus paying for ads. He'd have to spend way more money compared to what he spends on his content team in order to produce the same amount of results that his YouTube channel is providing. But honestly, Ryan, Alex Hormozi, and even someone like an Iman Gadzhi, who I don't really know at all, but is a big, internet marketing guru or what have you, just launched his second channel, which is all about business. And now this one just has 20,000 subscribers. He has millions on the other one, but you can see his other channel was like broad, very, business broad, like Alex. Like Alex is trying to have a very, very large audience. I don't think that's the playbook for most service providers. And, people that I admire and follow in this game are people like Sunny Lenarduzzi, who she had a big channel, but like 4 years ago kind of pivoted and has now been, advocating for, using your videos to speak to your ideal prospect, which we're going to talk about. One of our former clients, Chris Bayless, who, came to us when he was doing about 40K a month, his primary lead source was YouTube and still is today. He drives, customers every single day from the videos that he pumps out on his YouTube channel. Or one of our former clients, Kristen Youngs, who, has a channel called Coaching No Code Apps. She built this up to 46,000 subscribers, 797 videos, but all of these things, look, 301 videos, 641 videos, 728 views. I mean, these are all like sub 1,000 views, and she was able to build up to a 7-figure business with a pretty lean and mean team. Then we have, a guest of our channel, Builder Funnel. So, we've had him on the show and interviewed him. He focuses on, people that build homes, right? Like construction space. So 71 views, 4.4 thousand views. He has a few that pop off, but this channel is specifically for people that are, home builders and renovations and things like that. Like that's a very specific and niche channel. And he has a 7-figure agency. Then we have a new client of ours, Patrick, who helps people with Monday and helps them build out a CRM and, 236 subscribers. Now, even Patrick, when he just got started with us, like a few weeks ago, he was mentioning how most of his business comes from people that are consuming his YouTube videos. So again, you don't need tons of subscribers. He only has 16 videos so far. He's going to have a lot more after he builds out this engine. But my point is that most of the business influencers and, business personalities have leaned into YouTube as their primary channel. And you don't need to be mass market. You can be specific, all the way down to as specific as, home builders and renovators, or people that want to learn no code apps, or people that just want to learn how to use Monday, like as a CRM. So it can be very, very specific. Our channel is obviously dialed into specifically, helping service providers build a better, more profitable business that gives them freedom. So all that to say is this engine can work for you. So my question for you is, have you tried to use YouTube to get clients yet? Comment yes in the comment section if you're already trying to use YouTube, and or comment starting if you're planning on starting. Now, here are a few specific examples just from my channel. Each of these videos still bring in qualified leads and buyers. This video, Agency Stuck in Fulfillment, 4 years ago. This is a really high performing video for me. And I'm gonna talk about videos that don't have this many views, but like this video is 4 years old. People still reference this in sales conversations. I interviewed Brad about how to productize a service-based business. This is one of our top rated videos. People comment on it. They talk about it when they come into our world and we're working with them. We go back and reference it. This one 11 months ago has 9,000 views, a better way to think about productized services. And I had the opportunity to get featured on the channel with Chris Do, The Future, which was how to productize and systematize creative services. And that has 140,000 views. That was 4 years ago. That video, I still get people coming into my world from that video on his channel. And then he cut it up into, a smaller video because that was like an hour long, or an hour and a half long. This video is a 9-minute segment on how to create your ideal client. And we get people that are referencing this video. Again, these were videos now on someone else's channel that had a big audience that we still generate business from to this day. And if you asked our member base, where did you hear of Greg? A good percentage of them will raise their hand and say, I heard about them from Chris Do. So whether it's your channel or even getting on other people's channels that have your ideal audience, these videos can work for you 24/7, years and years and years from now. So if you are a business owner, your core goals on YouTube are actually pretty simple. First one is to get more views, which means more time with your ideal audience. And getting more views is really mostly about packaging, which is topics, titles, and thumbnails. I'll be talking about that more in an upcoming video. And the second piece is getting people to click and actually watch your content. That's the game. Like everything else, subscribers, likes, comments, they're kind of all secondary metrics and arguably vanity metrics because subscribers don't really matter, especially with some of the more recent algorithm changes, which I talked about in the first video in this series. So if you haven't watched that, check that out, because now more than ever is a great time where people with 100 subscribers, 20 subscribers can get millions of views. Like the subscriber to view connection is irrelevant. Now, the real currency on YouTube is attention, and attention comes from people clicking and watching. So the key is it's not about getting everyone to watch. That's the thing. Like if you're mass market and you're talking about a huge topic, then you want to get everyone to watch. But as a specific service provider, you want your ideal client watching. So you want to get the right people to watch. So this all starts with your ICP, or if you want to look at it from the perspective of your ideal viewer. So I drew this little target right here because when you're creating videos, the ones that convert, and I'm going to talk about this here in a minute, is the ones that are more specific to your ideal prospect, the person that's going to buy from you. So that means you have to understand their pain points, their frustrations, their wants, their aspirations. You have to speak directly to them. The algorithm can then better categorize your channel and recommend you to other people, which is what we want to actually have happen. So we need to think about what questions is our ideal prospect or client asking? What are they searching for when they hop on YouTube? When we think about content for our perfect customer, I like to say precise over popular. You'll see some topics out there like the 7 traits of the most successful people. That's a mass market topic that's super broad, right? Whereas like how to grow your agency or how to escape fulfillment in your agency, that is precise. So the mass market one will totally get more views, but if you're trying to get business, you want to be precise. And that comes back to knowing your ideal client and what many call their hero journey, right? Where are they right now? What are they struggling with? Where do they want to get to? Those wants and aspirations that I'm pointing to. So we need to understand that. Now, if you're building videos without really understanding your ideal client, then you're going to be creating videos for video's sake. That's why with our clients inside of our collective, we take them through a specific series of exercises on understanding their perfect fit clients and how that ties to their offer and what we call the magnetic messaging matrix. All of these things are sort of fundamental to understanding how to speak to your client and what topics you're going to be covering. Now, the thing I love about YouTube is your channel can kind of serve as an entire marketing funnel. This is why I think it's really unique. All of the other channels that are primarily short form, even if it's short form written, people would have to consume a ton of those. And oftentimes the shorter form content correlates with top of funnel, meaning this is where you're building your audience, you're generating attention. But if you wanted to convert someone, they need to spend a whole lot more time with you. And the character limitations, the amount of time spent on these platforms with the short form content, you'd have to have people consume thousands and thousands of reels, for example, or YouTube shorts to know you well enough to be ready to buy. But on YouTube, it's kind of different. You can have specific videos that are more top of funnel. And so for me, an example of that, my top of funnel, an example that kind of has played out is, how we use Notion as an agency. Now, typically top of funnel videos for me probably wouldn't have the word agency in it, but Notion is super popular. A lot of people will look at that video and we get, 115,000 views over the last year. This is a 100x multiplier for my channel, but this brings new people into my world. Just like how to build systems in your business. I get a lot of people, 163,000 views 6 years ago, that aren't my ideal client, that are interested in systems for their business, but I don't work with their business. But it gets me in front of a larger audience, and I'm more likely to get new members of my ICP into my world. Same with how to scale a service business. I get a lot of local services watching that video and commenting. Team growth mindset, 7 lessons I learned growing my team quickly 3 years ago. That's also a multiplier on my channel. Anyone who's building a team for a variety of businesses can use that information. So that's more of a top of funnel. And so when you think about, what does middle of funnel content look like? This is where I'm speaking way more to my ICP. Why monthly recurring revenue isn't always good for you, because most agencies think it's great, and there's a lot of pros and cons to it, and I think most people approach it differently. I did a whole mini series on recurring revenue, 16 ways to monetize your expertise. I believe agencies should be doing that. And so this is starting to bring them into my world, introduce them to my philosophies, the new way to scale, how to take Fridays off, how I systemize my business, a better way to think about productized services. These are all middle of funnel topics. Then long form at the bottom of funnel here. So the bottom of funnel, I have, 0 to 3 million, our 3-phase agency growth plan, how I scale my profits. This is a 52-minute long video, 23 minutes. How I'm redesigning my business, 22 minutes. This tough love is an interesting one. It's actually a recording snippet of a live coaching call. We've had people come into my world, mention this video because they were like, I watched it. I have a sense of what it's now like to work with you. And that's the type of person that I want to work with, who's going to be real with me and give me that tough love. And we've gotten business from that video, which again was just a 27-minute clip of me giving some serious tough love to our clients. And lastly, another one, how I make 1.2 million with 3 offers in my agency. Again, 3,500 views, 1.2. This one drove more business than any one of these 4 topics up here. And so that's my point. You have to start thinking about this as a funnel, because on YouTube, people find you a certain way. So how viewers find your videos, like right now in the last 28 days, 34% of people found my channel from YouTube search. And you can see browse and suggested are the next top reasons. And so browse, if you're trying to understand the difference, browse is passive discovery of content by scrolling through curated sections on YouTube. So that's the homepage, trending page, subscription feed, watch later playlist. They may not be directly related to your recent viewing history, whereas suggestions is personalized recommendations based on the person's past viewing habits, videos displayed on that side after they watch one of those videos. I'm going to show you some of mine here in a little bit. And it really aims to show content that aligns with your interests. So YouTube is trying to put you in front of your ideal people. And so if you're creating videos for everybody, it's going to not be working for you. But if you're super specific, it'll keep bringing people to you because it's going to keep suggesting you. Now, the search side, actively looking for specific content using keywords. I'll give you examples of that too. It requires, people typing stuff into the search bar. And these are results based on relevance of video titles and descriptions. From the most recent algorithm changes, I'd say they've de-emphasized search because their suggestion algorithm is getting so much better, but it is still definitely something that you should consider. Now, the key takeaway here is browsing is passively discovering content, and searching is actively looking for specific content and keywords. So now let's talk about the YouTube client machine. The 3 parts of the funnel: top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. A guy I follow and learn from, his name is Nolan Molt, has a great channel. He talks about those stages, which I like his language. I just said top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel, but he calls the top of funnel capture content, the middle of funnel connection content, and the bottom of funnel conversion content, which I really liked. I've used that language inside of marketing funnels, but I never really thought to apply it to YouTube videos. And so thank you, Nolan, for kind of that language. But let's look at the difference between these, because Capture content is to attract new viewers into your world. And so that's where like the recommendation algorithm comes in. Packaging, topic, title, thumbnail. These are important. Those broader topics, you still want to speak to your ICP, but like how Notion users or how to use Notion as an agency. That's a more capture content for me, right? We're really trying to generate clicks and views, or the connection content, we're really trying to build trust, add value, and nurture. In the previous video in this series, I talk about Google's 7-11-4 rule, and they say that people will have consumed up to 7 hours of content from you across 11 touch points across 4 different platforms before ever buying from you. And so this connection content I like to think of is getting them closer to those 7 hours, being bingeable. And we do that by making clusters, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute. And then the conversion is how do we just move viewers closer to buying your offer? This is where you're going to see more of that long form content, kind of that VSL, video sales letter, where it's long form. It breaks down what you do and how, why people should believe you are the person to help them, build your credibility, filter out the people that are not right for you using case studies, and then have a very direct call to action, which is likely going to be, apply for a call, schedule a call. Maybe, some people are selling in the DM. So comment DM and they'll send you some details. These videos are meant to be high conversion. Now, when you're just getting started, because of these algorithm changes, my recommendation and what we do with our clients is we have them build out conversion content first, because again, we're business owners. We want to start making money. So even if you have a conversion video that goes out and only has 100 views over the course of the first 2 weeks, done right, that 100 view video is like you speaking on a stage in front of 100 people that are your ideal prospect. So we want to get the ones that are out there into the world, at least one that is going to be likely to convert them into a buyer. So we start with conversion, then we probably spend months on doing connection content before we even go to capture content. So we actually build from the bottom up because, again, as a business owner using YouTube, we want these things to drive us income. All right, so that's the funnel, right? We want to specifically think about creating videos for each one of these. So let's talk a little bit more about these clusters inside of the middle of funnel, all right? So the clusters, as we look at them, is I created this video called How I Scale My Profits Without the Headcount. This is a bottom of funnel video. The call to action is to request more information. I break down our process, how we help people, and I invite them to join our program, right? And the next steps in the sales process for that. So it's a 52-minute long video, 4 months old, 2,000 views. This video has driven a lot of clients for us. Now, 52 minutes, that's long. If someone comes into my world and likes this topic, they might not spend 52 minutes with me right away. So what did I do? I looked at the topics that I talk about in this video and I made separate videos breaking them down and I went deeper. Now, this isn't repurposing, this is intentional. So I made a video on how I'd grow my service business to $1 million in 2025. And I broke down part of this process. So in 23 minutes, I went deeper on something that I talked about in this 52-minute video. Then this video that has 1.6 thousand views, this funnel gets me $7,000 to $18,000 clients each month. That's talking about my content flywheel, which this is a part of, that I talk about in this video. Then I have how I hit 83,000 a month in 11 months using the foundational 4. Guess what? I talk about the foundational 4 in the main conversion video. And lastly, why clients treat you like an employee and how to avoid it. That's another video, 12 minutes, that is expanding on a topic from this larger video. So all of these videos on the outside actually point to, like, the call to action is to go watch this video. So if you're watching any of these outside videos, you will end up likely being recommended and going to this video, which again creates that binge effect. So that's a key piece of this puzzle. Now let's talk about repurposing. So this video, 3 shifts to simple agency growth. We do produce short form. I don't think you need to produce a ton of short form in the beginning. When you're going to get started, and if you are, I'd say focus on your long form video and then use the long form to cut out small snippets. So here's a 1 minute and 25 clip 3 times, like 90 seconds, that is basically 90-second clips that are nuggets that came from this 22-minute video. Now, we can write unique copy for each one of these. We use AI to repurpose a lot of our content, but every video that you create can become more short form content. And the beauty about that is that it's a lot of leverage, right? I don't need to go create a ton of specific reels. Now, you might get to a point where you want to record specific intentional short form, but I would say if you're just getting started with YouTube, that you should focus on the long form first and just cut out 1 or 2 clips here and there as you're getting ready to start using short form. Now, the next piece to this is, like I talked about, the SEO part. Inside of your business, you probably want to try to own a couple keywords. So for me, I've historically been creating a lot of videos around productized services. So I search productized service in incognito. You can see I'm not signed in. And this video called A Better Way to Think About Productized Services. Now, it has 9,000 views 11 months ago, but look on the right. This is suggested. So I've focused on this keyword, but now 1 video, 2 video, 3 video, 4 video, 5 videos out of the suggested on the right column are all my videos. The truth about productized services, the path to productizing your services. Can you productize creative services? The 4 biggest mistakes agencies make when productizing. So all of these videos, like if someone's searching for productized services and clicks any one of my videos, they are likely going to start seeing my face on the right side and start binge watching. So my question to you is, what word or phrase can you start to own? You know, another one right here, power of playlists. When you search productized service, I have a playlist of all of my videos where I talk about productizing. And so it's a free course, right? There's a handful of videos in there, view the playlist, and this is the first video in that list. And so that drives people when they see that there's a whole list. And I'm building another term, scale an agency, right? When you type in scale an agency, I'm one of the first videos that shows up, a new way to scale a digital agency, right? A year ago, 7.8 thousand views. This one drives clients as well. So inside of your business, there's probably terms and or phrases that you can own that will help facilitate this binge watching effect, okay? And as you're creating videos, we want to start exploring what those are. Now, in the collective, when you work with us, we help you identify what those keywords and phrases should be for your business, and I show you how to identify opportunities. And we're actually going through a live accelerator with a bunch of our members, depending upon when you're watching this, helping them implement this YouTube Client Machine. So if you want more information about that, definitely check out more about the collective below, because this is just one piece of our content flywheel. Now, the last piece that I want to call out in this video with this bottom of funnel conversion content, because that's where we recommend you get started. It's that longer form where you break down what you do. This is the kind of that video sales letter concept that is what actually creates buyers. And these videos, the conversion happens both in the call to action and inside of your description. So your call to action at each stage of the funnel is likely going to be different. So the conversion, the call to action inside the description will take people to, you know, a place to schedule a call, and or, like I said, book an appointment. That's going to be the links that you really want to drive in the conversion content. Yes, you can have those in the connection content inside of your description, but if you're going out there for capture content and connection content, you're probably going to have some sort of lead magnet opt-in, or the call to action is to watch the next video in your bingeable cluster, right? So capture and connection, we're trying to get them to get in front of new people, to get them down into that 7 hours or up to that 7 hours of consumption. And so that's why you'll see a lot of videos say, okay, well, now that you have solved this, you probably have this problem and you want to go watch this video. So that's what this whole funnel is really designed to do. Now, to summarize what we've covered today, YouTube is not just another marketing channel. It is a complete client generation system. So the 3 principles that we discussed are building a strategic funnel with conversion, connection, and capture content in mind, creating video clusters and series of videos that are going to encourage people to keep watching. This is the second video of a 6-part series. So if people start watching all of this and want to work on YouTube with us, this is going to help them get to those 7 hours. And the last one is using strategic description descriptions to guide viewers to the next step. Now, I'm actually going to be breaking down descriptions more in the upcoming video where I talk about my scripting and my outlining. So you're going to want to pay attention to when that video comes out. In the description, there will be a link to a playlist where all of these videos will be living. But remember, this is a system that I've built that's now allowed me to generate, high 6 and 7 figures per year while working 4 days a week because of how leveraged these videos have become and how YouTube works for me 24/7 as I create new videos. If you're serious about implementing this strategy in your business, then check out the link in the description to learn more about our collective program. The YouTube Client Machine, as I'm talking about here, is something we help our clients build out as one of their forms of lead generation as they systematize their business. So inside, we walk you through the exact system step by step, along with dozens of other frameworks for building a business that gives you both profit and freedom. Now, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the next video in this series where I'm going to break down how I come up with the topics, scripts, and descriptions for each of the videos in this funnel.